Look at this mess. You are completely incompetent. You think you can just ruin my lunch and get away with it? You're finished.
It is 11:47 p.m. in the city when a black luxury car stops outside a small 24-hour diner called Rose's Kitchen. The diner has old neon lights and cracked leather seats, but the coffee is hot and the people are honest. Inside that diner, a young black waitress named Maya Turner is wiping down table number 4 after a long shift. Her feet hurt. Her back hurts. But she never complains because Maya has learned long ago that the world does not care about tired women. She is 29 years old, has a 2-year-old daughter at home with her mother, and works double shifts 6 days a week. Tonight is no different until the bell on the door rings loudly and in walks Mr. Harrison Cole, the 53-year-old billionaire CEO of Cole Industries, a man whose name is on hospitals and airports and whose face is on business magazines. But inside this diner, he is just another customer with a bad attitude. He sits in the corner booth without asking. He snaps his fingers like she is a dog. Maya walks over slowly with a menu and a warm smile because that is who she is. She says, "Good evening, sir. Welcome to Rose's Kitchen. Can I get you something to drink?" Harrison does not look at her face. He looks at her name tag and then at her hands and then at the floor like she is dirt under his shoe. He says, "I want a steak medium rare, but I doubt this place can even boil water correctly." Maya keeps her smile. Says, "We don't serve steak after 10 p.m., sir, but our cheeseburger is very good. Customers love it." Harrison laughs loudly, not a happy laugh, a cruel laugh. He looks around the empty diner and says, "Customers, what customer? This place is a graveyard and you are the ghost serving dead food." The cook in the back hears this and freezes. The other waitress hides near the coffee machine, but Maya does not move. She has heard worse, much worse. She says calmly, "I will bring you water, sir." "Please take your time." She walks away. But Harrison is not done. He calls her back and says, "Come here now." Maya returns. He looks at her up and down and says, "Do you know who I am?" Maya says, "No, sir, I don't watch much TV." Harrison smiles like a snake. He says, "I am the man who owns half this city. Every building you see, every office, every factory. I could buy this diner 10 times before breakfast, and I could fire you from your job without thinking twice." Maya says nothing. She just stands there. Harrison then picks up the glass of water she just brought and slowly, deliberately, he pours it over her head. The cold water runs down her face, her neck, her white uniform. He says, "People like you will always be servants. That is your place. Learn it." The diner is dead silent. The cook wants to come out, but Maya gives him a small hand signal to stay. Maya wipes her face with her apron. She does not cry. She does not shout. She takes a deep breath. Then she reaches into her back pocket and pulls out her phone. She opens a saved PDF document. She puts the phone on the table facing Harrison. Her voice is quiet but strong like steel. She says, "Mr. Cole, your empire. I own 51% of it. My grandmother's name is on the original deed to Cole Industries, and before she died last year she gave every single share to me, legally, notarized, signed by 3 judges." Harrison stares at the phone. His face goes from anger to confusion to white cold fear. He stumbles over his words. That is not possible. My grandfather started that company alone." Maya leans closer. Her wet hair drips onto his expensive suit. She says, "No, your grandfather had no money. My grandmother cleaned his office for 2 years without pay. So he gave her half the company as a written promise. That promise became a legal deed. Your own father hid it, but my grandmother kept the original copy. And now it is mine. You just poured water on the woman who owns you. Good night, Mr. Cole." She turns around, walks to the back, and leaves Harrison Cole sitting alone in the empty diner, shaking like a leaf in a storm. The camera freezes on his face. Harrison Cole does not move from the booth for 5 full minutes after Maya walks away. His expensive suit is not wet, but his pride is drowning. He looks at his phone again and again, rereading the PDF document Maya left open. The document has a gold seal, a judge's signature from 1972, and the name of his own grandfather, Arthur Cole, written at the bottom next to another name, Grace Turner, Maya's grandmother. Harrison's hands start shaking because he knows this story. His father told him once many years ago, late at night after too much whiskey. His father said, "Arthur was young and stupid. He had no money to pay his first cleaner, so he gave her a piece of the company as a joke, a piece of paper. We thought she lost it in a fire. Never speak of this again. Harrison never spoke of it. He forgot it. He built towers and bought jets and fired thousands of workers without guilt. And now a waitress with wet hair and a tired apron is holding a knife to his whole empire. He stands up quickly, throws $50 on the table and walks out of Rose's kitchen without looking back. Maya watches him leave from the kitchen window. Her face is calm, but her heart is racing because she knows what comes next. The war has started. Harrison drives straight to his lawyer's house at 1 a.m. He bangs on the door like a madman. His lawyer, Mr. David Klein, opens the door in his pajamas and says, "Harold, what happened?" Harrison pushes inside and throws his phone at David's face. "Read this. Now tell me it is fake. Tell me a black waitress does not own my company." David reads the document once, then twice, then a third time. His face goes pale. He sits down on his couch and whispers, "Where did you get this?" Harrison says, "A diner. A waitress showed me." "Is it real?" David takes a deep breath. He says, "Harrison, I have been your family's lawyer for 30 years. I know about this deed. Your father paid me to hide it. He said if anyone ever found it, we would fight it in court. But I have to be honest with you. The document is legal. The signature is real. The seal is authentic. Grace Turner owned 49% of coal industries in 1972. And if she passed it to her granddaughter before death with proper notarization, then Maya Turner owns 49% today." "But she said 51%. Harrison screams, "51? How?" David opens an old safe in his office and pulls out yellow paper files. He reads slowly. His voice is low and scared. "Because Arthur Cole also borrowed money from Grace Turner personally in 1974 to save the company from bankruptcy. He never paid her back. So as interest, he gave her an additional 2%. That makes 51. She owns you, Harrison. She owns every building, every truck, every desk, every penny. You are a tenant in your own house." Harrison falls into a chair. He looks like a man who just saw his own ghost. He says, "Can we fight? Can we pay her? Can we scare her?" David closes the file and looks at Harrison with tired old eyes. He says, "No, because the law is the law, and the law does not care how much money you have. The law cares about paper, and she has the right paper. Your best option is to beg, offer her money. Lots of money. Maybe she will sell you back your own company." Harrison laughs, but there is no joy in it. He says, "Beg to a waitress, to the woman I poured water on like a dog." David stands up and walks to the door. He says, "Then you will lose everything. Good night, Harrison." The next morning, Maya is back at the diner at 6 a.m. She is making coffee when a delivery boy walks in with a brown envelope. He says, "For Maya Turner." She opens the envelope. Inside is a letter from Harrison Cole. The letter says, "Name your price. I will pay anything. 10 million, 20 million, 100 million. Just sign this paper and give me back my company. Do not destroy my family's legacy." Maya reads the letter twice. Then she takes a pen and writes on the bottom of the page in big clear letters, "No." She gives the letter back to the delivery boy and says, "Send this back to Mr. Cole and tell him something for me. Tell him respect is not for sale. Tell him I do not want his money. I want his chair." The delivery boy leaves. Maya looks at the old photograph of her grandmother, Grace Turner, hanging on the diner wall. The photograph shows a strong black woman with a white cleaning uniform and a small gold necklace. Maya whispers to the photograph, "You waited 50 years for justice, Grandma. I will not wait one more day." Outside the diner, the sun is rising over the city. And inside his penthouse, Harrison Cole is crying like a child because he knows the fight has just begun, and he is already losing. Harrison Cole does not sleep for 2 nights after receiving Maya's one-word reply, "No." He paces his penthouse like a caged animal. He calls David the lawyer 20 times. David gives him the same answer every time. "There is no legal way out, Harrison. You have to negotiate with her. Be nice, be humble." But Harrison does not know how to be humble. He has been rich since birth. He has never waited in a line. He has never said sorry. He has never looked a poor person in the eye and treated them like a human. So he decides to do something very stupid. He decides to scare Maya. He sends 2 of his private security men to Rose's kitchen at midnight. The men are big, bald, and wear black suits. They walk into the diner and stand in front of Maya's counter. The bigger one says, "Ms. Turner, Mr. Cole would like to invite you to his office tomorrow morning for a private meeting. He strongly recommends you come." Maya looks up from wiping the counter. She does not blink. She says, "Tell Mr. Cole that if he wants to talk to me, he can come here. He can sit in the same booth where he poured water on me. He can order a coffee like a normal person. And then maybe, just maybe, I will listen." The security guard leans closer and lowers his voice. He says, "Ms. Turner, you do not understand. Mr. Cole is not a patient man. He has friends in high places. He can make your life very hard. Your mother's apartment, your daughter's school, these things can become complicated." Maya puts down the rag slowly. Her eyes turn cold like winter ice. She says, "Are you threatening my family?" The security guard smiles. "I'm just saying how things work in this city." Maya picks up her phone and presses record. She says, "Say that again. On camera. Say it clearly so every news channel can hear you threaten a single mother because she owns a billionaire's company." The security guard's smile disappears. He looks at his partner. They both step back. They walk out of the diner without another word. Maya stops recording and saves the video. She knows this changes everything. She was going to be patient. She was going to be kind. But now they have threatened her mother and her little girl. Now there is no more kindness left. The next morning, Maya does something Harrison never expected. She does not go to his office. She does not call his lawyer. Instead, she goes to the biggest news station in the city, Channel 7 News. She walks into the reception area with a folder full of documents and a flash drive containing the diner security footage from the night Harrison poured water on her head. She asks to speak with the head reporter, a woman named Linda Cross, who has won 3 awards for exposing corrupt rich men. Linda looks at the documents for 10 minutes. Her eyes grow wider with every page. She looks at the video of Harrison humiliating Maya. She looks at the deed. She looks at the legal notices. Then she looks at Maya and says, "Do you understand what you are giving me? This story will destroy one of the most powerful men in the city. He will come after you. He will come after me. Are you ready for that?" Maya sits straight in her chair. She says, "My grandmother cleaned his grandfather's toilets for 2 years without pay. My mother worked in his father's factory until they fired her for being pregnant with me. And last week, that man poured water on my head and called me a servant. I have been ready for 50 years, Linda. Run the story." Linda nods. She runs the story that same night at 6 p.m. The news segment is called "The Waitress Who Owns a Billionaire." It shows the video of Harrison pouring water on Maya. It shows Maya wiping her face quietly while he laughs. It shows the deed with Grace Turner's name. It shows Maya standing outside the diner in her white uniform looking straight into the camera saying, "He thought I was nobody. He thought my name meant nothing. But my name is on his empire and I will not let him forget it." Within 1 hour, the video goes viral. 20 million views, 50 million, 100 million. People are angry. People are crying. People are sharing Maya's story on every social media platform. The hashtag Justice for Maya trends worldwide. Harrison's phone explodes with calls from his board members, his investors, his own wife. His wife screams at him, "You poured water on a woman's head on camera. Are you insane? We are getting divorced. I am taking the children." Harrison tries to lie. He releases a statement saying the video is edited, fake, a setup. But no one believes him because the full, uncut video is online. Then more videos appear. Old workers come forward saying Harrison mistreated them. Former employees share stories of his cruelty. A woman says he made her cry in front of the whole office for wearing the wrong shoes. A man says he fired a worker for taking sick leave when his son was in the hospital. The floodgates open. By Friday morning, 3 of Harrison's biggest business partners leave him. The stock price of coal industries falls by 40%. The board of directors calls an emergency meeting without him. They say, "Harrison, you are a liability. Step down as CEO or we will remove you." Harrison shouts, "You cannot remove me, I own the most shares." The board chairman smiles coldly and says, "No, Harrison, you don't. Maya Turner owns 51% and she just sent us a letter. She wants to take your seat at the next board meeting, and by law we have to give it to her." Harrison falls silent. He looks around the table at faces that were his friends yesterday. Now they look at him like he is a dead man walking. He picks up his phone and calls Maya. She answers on the 3rd ring. He says, please, please stop. I will do anything. I will apologize publicly. I will give you money. Just don't take my company. There is a long pause, then Maya speaks. Her voice is calm and quiet but strong like a queen. She says, you should have thought about this before you poured that water, Mr. Cole. Meet me at the board meeting on Monday. Bring a pen. You will need it to sign your resignation. She hangs up. Harrison throws his phone against the wall and watches it smash into 100 pieces. Outside his window, the city lights blink like 1,000 eyes watching him fall. Monday morning arrives like a storm. Harrison Cole has not slept in 4 days. His eyes are red. His suit is wrinkled. His hair is messy. The man who once owned half the city now looks like a homeless ghost. He stands in front of his bathroom mirror at 6 a.m. and does not recognize his own face. His wife left him yesterday. She took the children, the dogs, and the painting from the living room that cost $3 million. She left a note that said only 4 words. You deserve this, Harrison. He crumpled the note and threw it in the trash like he throws everything he does not want to see. But he cannot throw away Maya Turner. She is everywhere. On TV, on his phone, on the billboard outside his window. The news channel put her face on a giant screen in the middle of the city with the words, "The People's Owner." Harrison gets dressed slowly. He drives to the Cole Industries headquarters in his black car. But when he reaches the front door, security stops him. A young guard he hired himself says, "Sorry, Mr. Cole. New rules, board meeting is on the 15th floor, but you cannot use the private elevator anymore. That elevator is for Ms. Turner now." Harrison feels a knife twist in his chest. He says, "I built this building. I will use any elevator I want." The guard does not move. He says, "Mr. Cole, please, do not make this hard. Ms. Turner's instructions are very clear. Take the service elevator or go home." Harrison looks at the guard's face. There is no anger there. There is only pity. That is worse than anger. Harrison takes the service elevator. The elevator smells like old food and cleaning liquid. He used to walk past this elevator every day without looking at it. Now he is inside it, riding up like a delivery boy going to his own funeral. When the doors open on the 15th floor, he sees the long conference room. The long table is full of board members. They are all looking at him. And at the head of the table, sitting in his chair, is Maya Turner. She is not wearing a waitress uniform today. She is wearing a simple blue dress and flat shoes. Her hair is pulled back. She has no makeup. She does not need any of those things because she has something stronger than beauty. She has power. Harrison walks into the room slowly. His legs feel like they are made of wet paper. He stands at the opposite end of the table. No one offers him a seat. Maya looks at him calmly. She says, "Good morning, Mr. Cole. Thank you for coming. Please sit at the end. That is the visitor's chair now." Harrison sits down. The chair is smaller than his old chair. It is lower. He has to look up to see Maya's face. She opens a folder in front of her and says, "Mr. Cole, the board has voted. I am now the acting chairman of Cole Industries. You will remain as an employee with a small salary and 0 voting rights. That is my offer. Take it or leave it." Harrison's mouth opens, but no words come out. Then he stands up suddenly. His chair falls backward. The board members flinch. Harrison walks around the table toward Maya. The security guards step forward, but Maya raises her hand to stop them. Harrison reaches Maya's chair. Then he does something no one expected. The billionaire falls to his knees. He grabs Maya's hands. Tears fall from his eyes. He says, "Please, please, Ms. Turner, I have children. I have a mother who is sick. My whole family will be destroyed. Do not do this to me. I am begging you on my knees. Take my money, take my houses, take my cars, but do not take my name from this company. My grandfather built this place with his own hands." Maya looks down at him. Her face does not change. She pulls her hands away gently but firmly. She says, "Your grandfather built this company with my grandmother's free labor, Mr. Cole. She cleaned his offices for 2 years without a single dollar. She worked while pregnant. She worked while sick. She worked while your grandfather bought his first car with the money he saved by not paying her. And when she asked for fair wages, he fired her and kept the deed hidden. So do not talk to me about family. My family bled for your family's success. Now sit down." Harrison does not move. He stays on his knees. He cries harder. His nose runs. His expensive suit gets wet with his own tears. He says, I am sorry. I am so sorry. I was wrong. I was cruel. I was blind. Please give me one more chance. I will change. I will be a different man. Maya leans forward. Her voice becomes softer but no less strong. She says, you poured water on my head, Mr. Cole. You called me a servant. You sent your guards to threaten my mother and my daughter. Sorry does not fix those things. Sorry is just a word. Show me change. Then we will talk again. She stands up. The board members stand up with her. She says, meeting is over. Mr. Cole, you have until Friday to sign the papers accepting my offer. If you do not sign, I will remove you completely and you will get nothing. Not a single penny. Think carefully. She walks out of the room with the board members following her like loyal soldiers. Harrison stays on his knees on the cold floor. The cleaning staff comes in to vacuum the carpet. They look at him but say nothing. One old cleaner, a black woman with gray hair, looks at him for a long moment. Then she shakes her head and whispers, my mother worked for your family too. She died without health insurance. Karma is real, Mr. Cole. Karma is real. She walks away. Harrison stays on the floor until the sun goes down. His phone rings. It is his mother. She is crying. She says, Harrison, the bank took the house. The house your father left me. They say you used it as collateral for a loan and never paid. Where will I live? Harrison closes his eyes. He has no answer. He has nothing. The man who had everything now has less than the waitress he humiliated. Outside the window, the billboard with Maya's face glows in the dark. She is smiling. Not a cruel smile, a peaceful smile. The smile of someone who finally got justice after 50 years of waiting. Friday comes faster than Harrison Cole wants. He spends the whole week hiding in a small hotel room because he cannot afford his penthouse anymore. The bank took that too. He eats cheap noodles from a plastic cup. He drinks water from the bathroom tap. He looks in the mirror and sees an old, broken man with nothing left but regret. His phone has not rung in 3 days. His so-called friends have disappeared like smoke. His lawyer David sent him a final message saying, sign the papers, Harrison. It is the only way you will get anything at all. Harrison stares at the papers on the small hotel desk. The papers say he will give up all voting rights, all ownership, all control. He will become a regular employee with a salary of $60,000 a year. That is less than what he used to pay for one dinner. But it is something. It is food. It is a small apartment. It is survival. He picks up the pen. His hand shakes. Then he remembers something. He remembers the day he poured water on Maya's head. He remembers her face. Wet, silent, strong. She did not cry. She did not scream. She just wiped her face and waited. She waited for this moment. Harrison signs the papers. He puts them in an envelope and sends them to the Cole Industries office. Then he lies on the hotel bed and stares at the ceiling for 4 hours. At the same time, Maya Turner is sitting in the big corner office on the top floor of Cole Industries. She is looking at the city below her feet. 30 floors down, small cars move like ants. Tiny people walk on the streets. Maya remembers standing in that same street 1 year ago, looking up at this building, wondering what it would feel like to be inside. Now she owns it. Her phone buzzes. It is a message from the board secretary. Ms. Turner, Mr. Cole signed the papers. The transfer is complete. You now own 51% of Cole Industries. Congratulations. Maya puts the phone down. She does not jump. She does not scream. She does not dance. She just closes her eyes and whispers, Grandma, we did it. We finally did it. A single tear rolls down her cheek. She wipes it quickly because she has work to do. The real work begins now. Maya does not want to be like Harrison Cole. She does not want to sit in a big chair and look down at people. She wants to change things. She calls a meeting with all department heads. There are 20 managers in the room. Most of them are men in expensive suits. Some of them look nervous because they worked for Harrison for many years. They do not know if Maya will fire them all. Maya stands at the head of the table. She does not use a microphone. She does not need one. Her voice is clear and strong. She says, Good morning. My name is Maya Turner. I am your new owner, but I am not your boss. I am your partner. If you work hard and treat people with respect, you will keep your job. If you lie, cheat, or hurt workers, you will be gone by the end of the day. Does everyone understand? The managers nod quickly. Maya continues, First change. Minimum wage in this company will increase by 40% starting next Monday. Every cleaner, every security guard, every delivery person will get fair pay. Second change. Health insurance for all workers and their families. No more excuses. Third chain. Anyone who wants to learn new skills will get free training classes. I do not want workers to stay workers forever. I want them to become managers, engineers, leaders. That is my vision. Any questions? A senior manager raises his hand. He is an old white man with gray hair and small glasses. He says, "Ms. Turner, these changes will cost millions. The company is already losing money because of the recent scandal. How will we pay for all this?" Maya looks at him without anger. She says, "We will pay by cutting waste. No more private jets. No more million-dollar bonuses for lazy executives. No more fancy parties while workers cannot afford bread. I have reviewed the company expenses for the last 5 years. Harrison Cole spent $80 million on personal luxuries charged to the company. That money will now go to workers. Fair." The old manager sits back in his chair. He nods slowly. He says, "Fair." The meeting ends. Maya walks through the building for the first time as the owner. She visits the basement where the cleaning staff keeps their supplies. She meets a woman named Rosa who cleans the bathrooms. Rosa has worked for Cole Industries for 15 years. She has never received a bonus or a thank you. Maya shakes Rosa's hand and says, "You are getting a raise, Rosa, and a paid vacation. When was the last time you saw your family in Mexico?" Rosa starts crying. She says, "7 years ago, Ms. Turner. I could not afford the ticket." Maya writes something on a piece of paper and gives it to Rosa. "This is an order for 2 plane tickets and 2 weeks off. Go see your family. The company will pay for everything." Rosa hugs Maya so tight that the security guards step forward. Maya laughs and hugs her back. Word spreads through the building quickly. Within 1 week, Maya Turner becomes a legend. Workers call her Mama Maya because she treats everyone like family. She eats lunch in the regular cafeteria, not in a private dining room. She rides the service elevator. She holds meetings standing up so no one feels small. She fires 4 managers who were caught stealing from workers' paychecks. She promotes a single mother from the mailroom to human resources because the woman has a law degree but could not find a job. The company starts changing. Profits do not fall. They rise. Because happy workers work harder. Loyal workers stay longer. Fair treatment creates better results. Maya proves that kindness is not weakness. Kindness is the strongest weapon of all. Meanwhile, Harrison Cole sits alone in his small hotel room watching the news. The news shows Maya cutting a ribbon at a new daycare center inside Cole Industries. The daycare center is for workers' children. Maya funded it with the money from Harrison's old private jet. The reporter says Maya Turner, the waitress who became a CEO, is now being called the most loved business leader in the city. Her company's stock has risen 15% since she took over. Workers say they have never been happier. Harrison turns off the TV. He looks at his empty wallet. He has $300 left. He does not know how he will pay for the hotel room next week. He picks up his phone to call his mother but stops. What will he say? That he lost everything because he poured water on a waitress. That he destroyed his own family's legacy with his own cruelty. He puts the phone down. For the first time in his life, Harrison Cole has no one to blame but himself. The city lights blink outside his window. Somewhere across the city, Maya Turner is dancing in her small apartment with her little daughter in her arms. The daughter says, "Mama, are we rich now?" Maya kisses her daughter's forehead and says, "No, baby, we are not rich. We are powerful, and that is better than rich. Power means we can help people, and helping people is the best thing in the whole world." The little girl does not fully understand, but she smiles because her mother is smiling, and that is enough. 1 year passes, the city changes. Maya Turner changes it. She opens 3 more daycare centers inside company buildings. She starts a free medical clinic for workers and their families. She creates a program that pays for college classes for any employee who wants to learn. The news calls her the people's CEO. Magazines put her face on their covers. The mayor gives her a key to the city. But Maya does not change. She still wakes up at 5 a.m. She still makes her own coffee. She still visits the cleaning staff first every morning. She remembers where she came from. She remembers the diner. She remembers the water on her face. She remembers her grandmother's photograph on the wall. And she remembers Harrison Cole, not with anger anymore, with something else. Something she did not expect. Pity. Harrison Cole has been living in a small studio apartment on the bad side of town for 8 months. The apartment has one room, a tiny kitchen, and a bathroom where the shower only gives cold water. He has lost 40 pounds because he cannot afford good food. His expensive suits are gone. He wears old jeans and a faded shirt he bought from a second-hand store. He works as a delivery driver for a local food shop. He makes minimum wage. He delivers food to the same rich neighborhoods where he once owned penthouses. Sometimes he sees his old friends through restaurant windows. They do not wave. They look away. He is invisible now. He is nothing. One cold Tuesday evening, Harrison delivers food to an office building downtown. The receptionist tells him to take the food to the 15th floor. Harrison carries the bag to the elevator. When the doors open on the 15th floor, he freezes. He is inside Cole Industries, his old company. The walls have new paint. The floors are cleaner. The people smile. A young woman at the front desk looks at him and says, "Can I help you, sir?" Harrison cannot speak. He just holds up the food bag. The woman says, "Oh, that is for the executive meeting. Just walk to the end of the hall, the big conference room." Harrison walks down the hall. His legs feel weak. He passes by photographs on the wall. The photographs show workers smiling. One photograph shows Maya hugging an old cleaner. Another photograph shows a group of women graduating from a training program. All the old photographs of Harrison and his father are gone, removed, forgotten. He reaches the conference room. The door is open. Inside, Maya Turner sits at the head of the table. She is speaking to a group of managers. She looks healthy, happy, strong. Harrison stands in the doorway holding the food bag. He does not know what to do. A manager sees him and says, "The food is here. Put it on the side table." Harrison walks to the side table. He places the bag down carefully. Then he turns to leave, but Maya looks up. Their eyes meet. The room goes silent. Maya stares at Harrison for 5 long seconds. She does not look angry, she looks surprised. Then her face softens. She says, "Everyone, please take a 15-minute break. Close the door behind you." The managers leave quickly. They whisper as they walk out. The door closes. Maya and Harrison are alone in the big conference room. Harrison looks at the floor. He cannot meet her eyes. His hands are dirty from delivering food. His shoes have holes. His face is thin and tired. Maya says, "Sit down, Mr. Cole." Harrison sits in the visitor's chair. The same low chair where he sat 1 year ago when he lost everything. He says nothing. Maya says, "I have been watching you, not because I want to hurt you, because I wanted to see if you would survive. And you did, barely, but you did." Harrison looks up. Tears fill his eyes. He says, "I am sorry, Ms. Turner. I am sorry for everything. I was a monster. I was blind. I thought money made me better than others. But I was the smallest man in every room. You taught me that. Losing everything taught me that." Maya leans back in her chair. She says, "I know you are sorry, but sorry is not enough. What have you learned, Harrison? Tell me the truth." Harrison wipes his eyes with his dirty sleeve. He says, "I learned that respect cannot be bought. I learned that workers are not tools. They are human beings with families and dreams. I learned that my grandfather was wrong to cheat your grandmother. And I learned that I was wrong to continue his cruelty. I have nothing now, and I deserve nothing. That is the truth." Maya is quiet for a long moment. Then she says, "I believe you, but belief is not enough either. Show me. From tomorrow morning you will start working here, not as a boss, not as a manager, as a janitor. You will clean bathrooms, you will sweep floors, you will take out trash. You will do the job your grandfather never respected, and you will do it for 1 year. No special treatment, no sympathy, just work. If you can do that and stay humble, I will give you a small job in the mailroom. Not because you deserve it, because I believe in second chances. But only one second chance, Harrison, do you understand?" Harrison stares at her. His mouth opens. He wants to say something proud, something angry, but the old Harrison is dead. The new Harrison just nods. He says, "I understand, Ms. Turner, thank you. I do not deserve this chance. But I will take it. I will clean every bathroom like it is my own home." Maya stands up. She walks to the door. Then she stops and looks back at him. She says, "One more thing, Harrison. The woman you poured water on, that woman is gone. She died the night you humiliated her. A new woman was born that night, a stronger woman. And that woman is telling you right now that you are not beyond saving. Do not prove me wrong." She opens the door and walks out. Harrison sits alone in the big conference room for a long time. He cries, not tears of sadness, tears of relief. Someone saw him, someone gave him a chance. A black waitress he once called a servant. She gave him a chance when no one else would. The next morning at 6 a.m., Harrison Cole arrives at Cole Industries in old clothes and work boots. He reports to the cleaning supervisor, a woman named Rosa. Rosa looks at him with cold eyes. She knows who he is. She remembers what he did. Says, "You think you can just come here and clean? You think this is a game?" Harrison looks down. He says, "No, ma'am, this is not a game. This is my punishment and my lesson. Please show me what to do." Rosa hands him a mop and a bucket. She says, "Start with the 15th floor bathrooms, the executive bathrooms, the ones you used when you were king. Now you will clean them, every tile, every mirror, every toilet. I will check your work. If I find one spot of dirt, you will do it again." Harrison takes the mop. He walks to the elevator. He takes the service elevator just like before. But this time he is not angry, he is not ashamed, he is ready. He cleans the bathrooms for 8 hours. His back hurts. His hands crack from the cleaning liquid, but he does not stop. He cleans every corner. He scrubs the floors on his hands and knees. At the end of the day, Rosa inspects his work. She runs her finger along the edge of the mirror. It is clean. She checks the toilet. It is spotless. She looks at Harrison. Her face is hard, but her eyes are softer. She says, "Not bad for the first day. Come back tomorrow at 5 a.m. Do not be late." Harrison nods. He says, "Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am." He walks out of the building as the sun sets. His body hurts. His hands are red, but his heart is lighter than it has been in years. Across the street, Maya Turner watches him from her car window. She smiles a small smile. Then she drives home to her daughter. 5 more years pass. The city does not even remember the old Harrison Cole. They only know Maya Turner. She has become a legend, not because she is rich, because she is good. Her company, now renamed Turner Legacy Group, is one of the biggest in the country, but more importantly, it is one of the fairest. Other companies copy her rules: higher wages, free health care, daycare for workers' children, training programs for poor families. Maya started a movement, and the movement spread. She is invited to speak at universities and business conferences. She always says the same thing: real power is not how many people work for you. Real power is how many people rise because of you. Her daughter is 7 years old now, a smart, curious girl who wants to be a doctor. Maya takes her to the office sometimes. The workers call her little boss. She laughs and hands out candy to everyone. Maya's mother is healthy and lives in a nice house near the park. She tells everyone, "My daughter changed the world," but she still calls me every night at 8 p.m. And Harrison Cole, he is still at Turner Legacy Group, but he is not a janitor anymore. He worked as a cleaner for 1 full year. He never complained. He never asked for special treatment. Rosa, the cleaning supervisor, became his mentor. She was hard on him, very hard. But she also saw something in his eyes: honesty, regret, a real desire to change. After the first year, Maya kept her promise. She moved him to the mailroom. He sorted letters and packages for 2 years. He was quiet. He was humble. He said please and thank you to everyone. He never raised his voice. One day, a young mailroom worker made a mistake and lost an important package. Everyone expected Harrison to get angry. Instead, he put his hand on the young man's shoulder and said, "It is okay. I have made much bigger mistakes. Let us fix this together." They found the package. The young man never forgot that kindness. After 2 years in the mailroom, Harrison was promoted to customer service. He answered phone calls from unhappy customers. He listened. He apologized. He solved problems. The customers did not know they were talking to the man who once owned half the city. They just knew he was polite and helpful. After 2 more years, Harrison became a supervisor in customer service. He trained new workers. He taught them to respect every customer, rich or poor. He said, "Every person who calls us is a human being. Treat them like family." No one knew his past. He never spoke about it. He just worked. One warm spring morning, Maya calls a company meeting. Everyone gathers in the big hall. Hundreds of workers. Cleaners, managers, mail clerks, security guards, nurses from the clinic, teachers from the daycare. Maya stands on the stage. She looks out at the crowd. Then she says, "Today I want to honor someone who fell, someone who got back up, someone who taught me that change is possible for everyone." The crowd whispers, "Who is she talking about?" Maya continues, "5 years ago, a man walked into a small diner and poured water on my head. He called me a servant. He thought he was better than me. That man was my enemy. But today that man is my friend. Harrison Cole, please come to the stage. The crowd goes silent. Everyone knows the name. Everyone knows the story. Harrison, standing at the back of the hall, freezes. His face turns red. He wants to run, but Rosa, standing next to him, pushes him gently. She says, "Go, she is giving you a gift. Take it." Harrison walks to the stage slowly. His legs shake. His heart pounds. He climbs the steps and stands next to Maya. Tears are already falling from his eyes. Maya looks at the crowd and says, "This man lost everything because of his cruelty. He became homeless. He became invisible, but he did not give up. He cleaned our bathrooms for 1 year. He sorted our mail for 2 years. He answered our phones for 2 more years. And in all that time, he never once complained. He never once acted like he was better than anyone. He changed. Real change, not fake words, real action." Maya turns to Harrison. She takes his hand. She says, "Harrison Cole, I am promoting you to head of community outreach. You will work with poor families. You will help people who have lost their way, because you understand loss, you understand shame, and you understand redemption. Do you accept?" Harrison drops to his knees, not because he is begging, because he cannot stand. The emotion is too much. He cries openly. The whole crowd watches. Then someone starts clapping. Rosa, she claps loudly, then others join. Soon the whole hall is clapping and cheering. Harrison stands up slowly. He looks at Maya. He says, "I accept, Ms. Turner. I will spend every day of my remaining life helping others. I promise you, I promise everyone here." Maya hugs him. The crowd cheers louder. That evening, Maya visits the cemetery where her grandmother Grace Turner is buried. She kneels by the grave. The sun is setting. The sky is orange and pink. Maya places flowers on the grave. White roses, her grandmother's favorite. She says, "Grandma, we did it. Not revenge, something better, justice. And then mercy. You taught me to be strong. But you also taught me to be kind." Harrison is a good man now. He helps people. He remembers your name. He tells everyone about you. The woman who cleaned offices and changed the world with a piece of paper. Maya stays at the grave for an hour. She talks about her daughter, her mother, the company, the workers. She tells her grandmother everything. Then she stands up, wipes her eyes, and walks back to her car. The next morning, Harrison Cole starts his new job. His first task is to build a program for homeless people. He knows exactly what they need because he was one of them. He sets up free meals, job training, and small apartments. He names the program Grace's Door after Maya's grandmother. When a reporter asks him why he chose that name, he looks at the camera and says, "Because a woman named Grace taught me that everyone deserves a door to a better life. I spent my whole life closing doors on people. Now I will spend the rest of my life opening them." The story comes full circle. The billionaire who brutalized a black waitress learns that her real name is on the deed to his empire. But more than that, he learns that her name is written on something bigger. Her name is written on kindness, on justice, on forgiveness, on hope. And those are things no amount of money can buy. Maya Turner sits in her office on the top floor. She looks at the city below. She thinks about the night at the diner. Water on her face, the silence in the room. The moment she decided to fight, she smiles. Not a bitter smile, a peaceful smile. She picks up her phone and calls her daughter. "Baby, Mama is coming home. Let us bake cookies tonight." Her daughter screams with joy on the other end of the line. Maya laughs. She puts on her coat, takes the service elevator down, and walks out of the building into the evening light. She does not look back. She does not need to. Her past is behind her. Her future is bright. And somewhere across the city, Harrison Cole is serving dinner to a homeless man at Grace's door. The man asks, "Why are you helping me?" Harrison smiles and says, "Because someone helped me when I had nothing. And that someone was a waitress named Maya. Now eat. Tomorrow we find you a job." The screen fades to black. White text appears. "Respect is free, but disrespect can cost you everything." Grace Turner, 1943 to 2023. She never stopped believing in justice. Neither should you. The end.